And now we'll examine Locke's view regarding social contract. So, Locke next proceed to say that civil society came into existence from the consent of its members. He defines civil power as the right of making laws with penalties for the regulating and preserving of property and of employing the force of the community in the execution of such laws. All this only for the good of the public. It is but natural that such a power can arise only by consent. Man thus entered into a contract to get rid of the inconvenience of the state of nature, and in this way, the state of nature changed into a political state. So, according to law, man being born with a title to perfect freedom and uncontrolled enjoyment of all the rights and privileges of the law of nature, equally with any other man or number of men in the world, has by nature a power not only to preserve his property, his life, his liberty against the injuries and attempts of other men, but to judge of and punish the breaches of that law in others. But there, and there only in a political society where every one of the members has quitted this natural power, resigned of into the hands of the community in all cases that exclude him not from appealing for protection to the law established by it, and thus all private judgment of every particular member excluded the community comes to be umpire and decides all the differences that may happen between any number of that society concerning any matter of right, and punishes these offences while any member has committed against the society with such penalties as the law has established. So also Locke, in his own words, in his work, to treatise of government, expressed that whenever therefore any number of men are so united into one society as to quit every one his executive power of the law of nature, and so resign it to the politic, there and there only is a political or civil society, and this is done wherever any number or a single body politic under one supreme government. For hereby he authorizes the society to make laws for him. And this puts men out of a state of nature into that of a commonwealth by setting off a judge on earth with authority to determine all the controversies and redress the injuries that may happen to any member of the commonwealth. So, these are the views of Locke regarding his social contract in his masterpiece, The Two Treatises of Government. And Professor C. Van expressed that Locke's contract is double, though he does not say so explicitly. The first puts an end to the state of nature and substitutes it by a civil society. Thus done, the people in their corporate capacity enter into another contract, and the governmental contract. Also, Professor Kettle says that the contract was thus specific and limited, not general, as Hobbes had said. So, finally, we will conclude his views on social contract. So, Locke says that the sovereign power thus created by the contract is vested in the community as a whole and not in any one single person. The contract must be unanimous and is revocable because after having once made it, the people cannot go back to the original state of nature. The contract, however, must respect the natural rights of the individual, such as right to life, liberty, and property of man, and also abide by the law of nature. And in that connection, he also expressed that in case of the second contract, after the first contract, when the civil society was formed and men came out of state of nature, in this very second contract they formed a government, and that government must provide and protect and preserve the natural rights of the individuals in that civil society, and those natural rights as such the right to life, liberty, and property. In case of any violation and infringement of those natural rights by the government can be overthrown by the people or by the civil society. So this particular view of law clearly indicates his desire of a parliamentary form of government as such. The very parliamentary form of government which was originated in England, where we found This very idea of Locke in the form of cabinet responsibility or collective responsibility of the council of ministers. So, whenever they lose the confidence of the House of Commons, which is the representatives of the people directly elected by the electorate, they could change the government. So the people, ultimately the civil society, that Locke was saying in his social contract, under the first contract, which showed the civil society which was formed, which could change the government that was formed by the second contract, and that is in that indicates the role of electorate by electing and establishing a representative government. And once that government failed to preserve and protect the natural rights of those individuals of the civil society, they could overthrow or change that government. So, in this context, Locke denied such right to resistance or right to revolt. So, in that connection, we could say that Locke was in favor of establishing political sovereignty instead of legal sovereignty of